interface between PowerPoint presentation, then the software itself. So I'll be launching the software now. Then I'll equally open up the the PowerPoint that I'll also be referring to in the teaching. So okay. So just give it let's give it a bit of time. Let the software come up. I'm coming. I'm trying to load the software. Okay. All right. So I want to welcome each and every one of us to this. This is the fourth class in the row that we'll be having. So we also will be doing basically this session is going to be practical based. So we are going to be looking at some set of data set and trying to do one or two analysis on it, then make reference to PowerPoint if there's need to. So basically today what we are going to do is to take a tour of the software to look at the different components of the software, how the software is used, and how the different outputs or views rather, then and also how to import your data from external sources, then equally if you want to include your data, how to include it and all the like. So basically that is what we're going to be doing now. So let's I'm going to share my screen. So at every point in time there is need to you want to ask a question, you can always pause and just stop me, and you can ask your question. I assume now that my PowerPoint, my screen is showing. So now I'm going to project this. I think, are you see the SPSS software on the screen?
Yes.
Okay, good. Now, when you open your own software too, most likely this is what you are likely to see. This is how it's going to be. The interface is going to be. So basically this is what you will always see. This is what you will always see and all the likes. So with something like this is what we have two views here. This is what we call the data view. Then when you click here, this is the variable view. We are going to see the differences between these two views in a moment. So now again, there is a third view. That third view is usually the output view. This is the output view, which is usually different from every other. So whatever we are going to be running, the syntax will be here. Then the result to the output result also will be here. Whatever the outcome, the result of whatever analysis you are doing will be basically, it will be shown in this session here. So, and that is that. Then the next thing is we look at the different on the different menu, what is on the menu. So here we see the file menu. Under the file new, if you want to open a new data, you come here. Then if you want to open data, you come here. But if it's a new data you want to open, you also come here. Then for database, most likely you will not use this because it will not be connected to any software. And read text data, is not also most likely going to use this. And the close is not highlighting because there is nothing here. By the time we are going to import some data set, we are going to see the difference. Then save, assuming you are working on the data set, you can save. But if the first time you open data set and you want to save it with a specific name, then you can come here and use save as. Then the next one is save all data. Then export to databases. Then mark file, then rename data set, display data file information, work directory, code data. We are not really going to. Then if there's a new data set you just used, you will always see them come here. Recently used data, then recently used files. These are the files that I recently used. So that's why you can see all the files here. They're actually showing here. But if it's a data set that I've used, recently used data, you will see each of them here. So then if you want to exit, you click here. That's for that. Then edit. You want to undo something, you do this. You want to redo, you want to cut, you want to copy, you want to paste. This is all what we. Then paste variable, insert new variable, insert new cases, and all of that. Then the next one is view, and we have status bar, we have tools bar, and we have the menu editor, have front, we have grid, and all the different thing here. Then this, we have the data set. Then we may want to define variable property. Then the next one is that you may want to set measurement level for unknown, also included there. Then you may want to copy data property, the same thing. But basically, we don't really use this upper one. Where we really start using is want to sort the cases, you want to sort variable, you want to transpose, want to merge file by adding variable, then you want to restructure, then you want to aggregate, then you want to orthogonal design. We don't really need that, but where most likely you're going to be using very often are split data, select data, and weigh data. Okay, but most time you cannot do without these two, splitting data and selecting data. You may want to split your data into two. Assuming you want to analyze a subset, let's say you want to analyze a particular subset, you may want to split your data. You may also want to split your data, let's say the outcome, the way the output is going to be. Probably you want all the result output, which will be in to be comparing male and female, or in different age group, or different geopolitical zone, or different disease condition, the likes. Then you can split your data using any format. But for you to select data, what you are saying is that you select a specific group of data. Let's assume you want to select a select female group to analyze those particular, let's say you want to check for the silent properties within the female group. You select the female, then you can now decide to check if within the female there's a relationship with a particular analyte that you are analyzing in relation to let's say the age group the within the female, or the cases and the control within the female. So you have to first and foremost select the females. Then you now apply the other different uh, subgroups that you intend to analyze, as the case may be. So at the time we start looking at examples, now you're going to appreciate this more. Then the next one is transformed. If you want to transform your data, you can either compute variable. If you want to compute a new variable, all you need to do is to click here, then you compute the different variable. You also demonstrate, okay, I think for us to have a better understanding, I think let me just take us through how to import data. Now, assuming I have some data sets, or a client sent a data set to me, and those data sets are in Excel format, then I have to first and foremost actually what is it called? I need to import those data into SPSS. Then how do I get to import data into SPSS? Then to import data into SPSS, what you need to do is come here, come to file, and you come to open. Then you click on open, then you come to data. Again, let me take that, go to file, and you come to open, then you come to data. Again, go to file, come to open, then you come to data. So click that, then it will take you to your by default it will take you to your document, but the data I want to access is actually on my desktop. So I'll click on desktop, then it's saved on SPSS training file. Notice that this data are actually in .sav, which is a SPSS extension. But the data I want to access now is actually an Excel data. So once I click on Excel, all my Excel data will come up. Assuming this is the data I want to access now, I'll click that, then I'll click on OK. Then it will open up a new dialog box. Now, what this dialog box is telling us that on this sheet, we are looking at from A1 to F21. That's what then is telling us the number of string and all of that. So I click on OK. So you can see automatically my data is opened up. So basically what I have here, I have classification, case classification. So in this case classification, we have a DM, which is diabetes mellitus. Then we have non-DM, non-diabetes mellitus. Then under that we have fasting blood sugar level. Then we have 2 hours postprandial, which is also referred to 2-HPP. Then we have a HbA1c, which is usually used to assess the severity or the extent to which the diabetes has progressed. Then we have gender, then we have age. So this is an example of how you import your data. Now, having import your data now I may want to I may want to now save this data. Let's go back to, you can see save is highlighted now. I may want to save this data. Once I click on save, then automatically it will bring me here. Then because I want it to be saved on this extension, I will not change that. But probably I want to change it to be, let's say, training August cohort. Then I'll click on OK. And once I click on OK, you can see that it has changed here. Please, are you guys following? I want to be sure that I'm not speaking to myself.
Following,
Are we
but
following?
I'm following, but the screen is like I'm not really seeing.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Okay.
The screen is what?
I don't know. I think maybe because of the software. It's
I'm
actually
with you.
tiny.
I think, are you using a phone or you are using the laptop?
I'm using a phone. I'm not using my laptop.
Can you put the phone on? Can you try to put it on the what is it called? Rotate it so that it will be on vertical, and you will be able to see it.
That's how I'm actually been using it since. It's
Okay,
actually
probably. But are you seeing? Are you seeing the software display?
I'm seeing the software display. It's actually the same with the one I downloaded.
Okay.
Can go ahead.
Okay. All right. Now, once you've done this, then the next where we really have a whole lot of work to do is under this data. I make mention of split data. You may want to split data, and once you click on split, then you can see that it says organize all cases, do not create group. Then you may want to compare group. Now, in comparing group, you may want to compare group, let's say based on gender. So you are telling the software, please, wherever you see gender, organize every analysis that we are going to do using compare them by group or organize output by group. So if you say organize output by group, then all the outputs that are going to be coming out are going to be in this format. So we'll reset this because we are not going there now. Then the next one is still under data, that which is select cases. Now there is something I want you to know here. For you to be able to apply this using for you to be able to select cases, all this, you know that you cannot actually select. The only place cases you can select here now is this and this, because they are categorical variables. But all these are continuous variable. These are continuous variable. These are continuous. So basically, you cannot really select those ones. So for you to be able to select this, you need to transform this data from alpha data to alphanumeric data, meaning that you have to convert this data to numbers. So how do we do that? There are several ways through which you can do it. One of the ways through which you can do it is to transform. And in transforming, let's go to, we have two ways. Can either recode into same variable or recode into different variable. Now, it's better you actually say recode into different variable. If you say recode into same variable, meaning that if you made a mistake when you are transforming this data, you don't have a source like a source data to refer back to check if there's an error. So that's why it's usually better you recode into different variable. Now you can see that here we see S to X, then this S to Y. So it shows that you are recoding into different variables. So what we are saying here is this: we say recode into different variable to bring out all the different things you want. This is the one I want to recode. So once I do that, I'll have to come and define and call it subject. Name it with whatever you want to name, but there must not be space there. So underscore subject classification. So once I do that, then I'll click on OK. Then I'll come here and click on old and new variable. So once you click on old and new variable, what you are simply saying is that You are telling the system, wherever you see this old variable, please call it this. So this is dm. So I'm saying that wherever you see dm, please call it 1. Add that. And but you must make sure that the way it's written here is the way you're also writing it here. And non dm, call it 2. So click here, then you click on continue, then you click on OK. So automatically you're going to see a new variable that is formed. Now you can see that this new variable has been formed from this. So now with this, the importance of variable view is that you can see here, this shows that the classification of case definition initially was string. Once you hear string, we are talking about alphabet. String are usually coded with alphabet. Then the next one is gender, also alphabet, because they are alphabet. If you go back here, you can see this is DM is alphabet, then F is also alphabet. So that's why you can see that these are string and these are string, but these are numeric. So they are numbers. So that's why you have. So you can see that I've successfully converted this alphabet into numbers. So for me to know what they are, I can actually still convert them back to be like this, but they will still remain as numbers. How do I do that? I'll come to this place, then I'll click on label. No, I'll click on value rather. So once you click on value, to tell you a value, then label. I'll tell the software, wherever you see 1, call it DM for me. Then 2, wherever you see 2, call it non DM for me. So add, then you click on OK. So once you do that, if I come back here now, you can see that they're identical. But the only difference here is for this is number, but this is string. Now, the usefulness of this is because there are some places I want to analyze. I cannot move this string there because the dialog box where I'm supposed to add this will not accept any string data. So that's why I have to first and foremost convert it to be numeric so that it will enter. Now, example of that is if I want to select, let me go back to this data now. Now, assuming I want to only do analysis on the DM, just the DM, then I'll click on data, I'll say select data. But you notice that for the select data, it's only those that have numbers that you are seeing here. You will not see this case classification because it's not number. You will not see gender there because it's not number. So you can see subject classification because I have successfully converted this to be numbers, but still retaining what they actually mean here. So I'll still go back to that data, then I'll click on select data, then I'll move my subject classification into, notice that all cases now, but if I want to what's it called, if I want to classify or select data, what I need to do is to click on if condition. So if I click on if condition, I can see that they are here, but we will not be able to use this because there is no number attached to it. So I'll click on subject classification and move it here. Now remember the DM is 1. So I'll just say wherever you see any value that is equals to or less or equals to 1, then select that for me. So I'll put 1 there. So once I click on continue, then OK. See that it will select only the DM, then and deselect the non-DM. What this is saying is that it will cancel out all the non-DM, meaning that all the analysis I'm going to do from henceforth is only going to be DM. So I've only selected this. You can see selected, 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 not selected, not selected, not selected. So that is the first one of the first things that you need to know. Then once you've done that, that's one of the reasons why it's important for you to convert those alphabet data or string data into numeric data so that you'll be able to do what I just did here. So that is one. Then after you've done that, then you may want to, the next thing you want to do is to, another usefulness of this transform data is, for example, let's say this age. I want to categorize this age into age groups. I want them to be grouped according to their age group, assuming from this group to this group, then from this level of group to this level of group, from this age group to this age group. Then I can only do that either doing it manually or I resort to using transformation. I can transform that data. But if I should go ahead now and just do the classification, it will only reflect on this one that I selected. So for me to make sure that it reflects in all of them, I need to clear this. So once you highlight, then you click on clear, then it will clear everything. So you can see it has cleared everything. So that's one of the things that we always encounter. Then if I want to still on this, I want to probably, let's say, group my data into different variables. So all I need to check is to check the highest and the lowest. Then how do I check the highest and the lowest? I'll come to analyze, then I'll come to frequency, then on that frequency, I'll click on frequency. Then this is the age I'm working with. I'll move the age here. Then I'll click on maximum and minimum. Then I'll click on continue. Or I don't want display of frequency table, just want. Then I'll click on that. So automatically you can see it has shown me the number of valid data, which is 20. Is there anyone missing? No. Then what is the minimum value? Is 30 is 34. And what is the maximum value? Is 87. Now the reason why you need to know this minimum and maximum, because that will help you to actually have a uniform group. So if I have between this I have between 34 to 87, and I want to divide them into 5 groups. So all I need to do is to check for the interval between 38 and what is the interval between 38 and 87. So I'll subtract 87 from 37. Sorry, no, 34. Let's assume I want to have like 13 the differences between them will be like 13 or 14. So it means that the first one will have the first group will be, I'll start from, that is 34 plus 14, for example. We have 48. So the reason why I'm bringing that is so that you know how to divide. If it's 5 group, so let's say you say between 34 to 40. You have to have the same what's it called? The same number between, same range between them. So That's what you do. Now, once you have established that, then you can now come and transform this data into group. So how do I transform? I will say code into different variable. Then I will reset this. Then I'll move the age into this place. Then I'll say age coded. I'm coding the age now, or age underscore group. So you click on change. Then you click on old and new. Now, you know that when we were doing this, we use value. But now we are dealing with range. So we use range. So now I'm starting from 34. Let's say I'm adding 10 to that. So to 44. So that will be 1. So all those ones that fall between 34 and 44 will be 1. So the next one is from 45 to let's say I add 10 to that, to let's say 55. So that one too, call it 2. And let's say from 56 now, 56 plus 10, that's 66. So we'll call it 2, 3 rather. Then from 67, let's say plus 10, that's 77. So call it 4. And the last one is from 78 to 87. I'll call it 5. So click OK, then I'll click on continue, I'll click on OK. So you can see automatically it has coded this for me. So now what I want to do, assuming I'll come back to this variable. If I want to see the variable, the group, then all I need to do is, I say 1 is between 34 to 44. Then 2 is between 45 to 55. Then the third one is between 56 through plus 10 plus 10 to 66. So my 4 is between 57 to 77. Then number 5 is between 38 through 87. Click on and then click on OK. So once you click on OK, if we come back and you can see that it has what happened? 5. Something happened here. Oh, see, I say 7 instead of 5. So say change. Click OK. So go back now. It has done that for us. So basically, this is how you do your data manipulation here. I don't know if it's clear at all. I don't know. Is it clear? Hello?
Yeah, like I'm breaking in and out. My network is kind of terrible. I think I'll just wait for the recorded class, then I'll forward any
Okay.
questions I have.
Okay. What about Joy? Joy.
I'm here. Well, everything is just. I'm here. I'm here. trying to follow up.
Okay, what happened? You are not.
Oh, today I'm actually tired. I just closed from work. I closed at 8, so I was trying
Okay, I
to
think
round up.
what I will do, we'll bring this training to an end so that we'll continue tomorrow. I
Okay.
think you guys should be. So what you do, I'm going to send you guys this recording so that on your own, at
Okay.
least you try
Okay.
to get
To
what
analyze
we
and
to just look at
mm,
what I've done, then play
mm,
around with your own
okay. Okay.
within the software. Then we continue tomorrow so that
Okay.
I will just
So
be teaching and there's no
I
interaction. It's very
understand.
important. Mhm.
Okay.